let you know that the Pulsechain.com mainnet has launched, and PulseX.com on that mainnet has launched as well. I hope you guys are all enjoying it. We waited a couple years for this, and it's finally here. There's so much value and gets so many users. Yeah, the fees will go up, and you'll just get really, really rich holding Pulse watching. Oh no, more really, really rich people. Like, you can't, here's the thing. You cannot force a free market to keep things cheap, because then crappy use cases that aren't valuable will outbid useful and valuable use cases. And do you want your chain with limited capacity to be filled up with crap? No, you don't want your chain filled up with crap. You want it filled up with nice, good things. Well, then how do you know what the difference between nice and crap is? By bidding. And the people that see more value in the chain pay more to use the chain. And then your limited resource chain, through the bidding mechanism, is filled with the most valuable things that people can fill it with. And so this like socialist USSR decree that, oh, we're just going to have cheap fees forever, it doesn't work, because there's a finite amount of space and you have to allocate it to certain users. And who should you allocate it to? Those that can most afford it.
Hey everybody, and welcome back to Hex Token channel. Your host Superman, and it's always good to have a bit of dose of Richard Hart to start off, to kick off the show. So a big welcome to everybody. And of course, Alexi is in the house there. Title of the video today, very apt, of course. Pulsechain and crypto markets are rallying, and of course, Pulse, PulseX, and Hex Token Hex. We love it. Great to see. Great to see. So let's get into some of the comments as well. Not sure, a few little things here going on. So let's find out here. We've got Lies Beneath in the house there. Hello, how do you today? Of course, awesome. And of course, the golden standard of crypto, or Lies brings it every day. And of course, you can see the popular peers there. Awesome, awesome. And they're all up to date, which is pretty nice. Very nice. That's very nice. I like a spicy meatball. All right, so we got Check My Pulse says, what's up, Superman? Woohoo! Good evening, Hex Token family. 100% good evening to you as well. Now, I just reminded myself, I've actually got to change the layout. I'm going to change the layout a little bit there for future shows. I must try and get onto that maybe today. Blowfish King's in the house as well. Woo, some green candles. Absolutely. We love green. Green ice cream, as we say. We got Ben Aled Desma in the house. Good to see you. And woo, Green Day. Absolutely. And it's also a pretty good band, right? Green Day. Pretty good band. We got Scott Jackson in the house. Good morning, all. Good to see you, Scott. Joey Torres as well. Hi, good to see you, Joey Torres. You got the name of a movie star, haven't you, Joey? That's kind of a movie star kind of name. So big shout out to you, Joey. We got Charity Dunning in the house as well. Hello, everybody. Good to see Charity. It's always good to have a bit of charity around. And of course, Craig Zumbak, happy to catch you live, Hex Token. I appreciate that, Craig. A big shout out and welcome to the chat there. We got Katie as well, one of our two community leaders. Good to see you, Katie. Hello, hello, hello. Katie's always providing good intel. Appreciate that, Katie. And who else is in here? We've got Sandy Beach, one of our moderators. Hello, Hex Token and everyone. Good to see Sandy Beach. And of course, as I always say, I love saying it, a rising star on Twitter. So definitely follow Sandy Beach on Twitter. You might as well post your link in the chat there, Sandy. Heading towards 4,000 followers, which is pretty awesome. So keep up the great work. We got a good day for crypto. Yes, looking pretty good. Looking pretty good. Dollar cost averaging in seems to be working out pretty nicely. We're going to talk about that. Now, we've got quite a few project news today. There's quite a few projects news. Now, some of these we haven't had security vets on them, but some of them have got security vets. In other words, they've been, we know that they're fairly safe from that point of view. But we will be covering one or two that haven't yet had a security review on them yet. But they seem to have some popularity, but that doesn't mean that they're 100% safe. But we're going to cover them anyway. I will let you know when we get up to each of them. Sandy Beach is I'm eating meatballs right now. That's funny. That's funny. Yeah, spaghetti and meatballs, my favorite meal. Spaghetti and meatballs. Although you go to an Italian shop, and I've at least the Italian shops here in New Zealand, they don't seem to serve meatballs and spaghetti, which is kind of weird. I thought that was like a mainstay of Italian food, but you go to the Italian restaurants and they don't seem to serve it, which is they seem to serve like lasagna or something, or bolognese or something. It's just not the same. Good morning, all there from DJ JD. Good to see you. and welcome to the chat as well. We got Archipelago in the house there. Hi all. Good to see Archipelago. Who else has jumped in here? Crypto Luckbox. Good evening from Texas. Yeah. Good evening to Texas there. Texas definitely. I've been to the airport. And what's the airport? Is it? Yeah, Texas. What's the main capital in Texas? I'm forgetting the name now. Damn it. I always do this on live stream. It's funny. But Texas, I've been to the airport, but I would love to hang out in Texas and travel around there. Looks like a pretty fun place. Dallas, Texas. That's it. Dallas. That's it. I knew it. I was thinking about Dallas. And of course, it looks like a glass city, doesn't it? In the desert. It's a bit like that. That's my memory of it anyway. We got Brian in the house there, one of our other two community leaders. Sup, folks? Good to see you, Brian, as always. Big shout out. And Hex Fetty, another DCA Friday, 100%. DCA all the way. And of course, that Toxic Hedgehog in here too. Hit the like button. Definitely smash the like button on the way in. I got no poll up today, so I just realized I got top chat on. I need to go that to live chat. So we'll go to that. There's a new thing here called fan funding. Super chat, super stickers, channel memberships. I think they go to the top or something of the chat there. So if we get one of those, I will put that at the top and we'll change it around. And then we've got live chat, which is a certain order. Was it chicken palm with meatballs? Here's Sandy Beach. Yeah, you got to have onions in the meatballs. I like the onions. I don't know if you guys do, but and a little bit of spice. Not too much spice, but a little bit of spice. Did someone say spicy meatballs? I'm here. Yeah, I should have titled the video Pulsechain and crypto markets rally. And we're going to talk. We're going to talk about meatballs and spaghetti or something like that. That would be funny. I just made some homemade bread and bruschetta. Nice. That sounds really nice. Oh, nice. Yeah, no pasta. I'm low carb. Yeah. Well, you're doing all the health fitness tweets lately, so you can't. Having pasta is pretty heavy. So, Hexfetti says had a chili. What? Releno? No, I can't even say the word. Releno. Earlier. Okay, cool. I've never heard of that. So nice to hear something that I haven't heard of. Pro Hexer as well. Good morning. Good to see Pro Hexer. Oh, is it not Dallas? It's Austin, Texas. Okay, Austin, Texas is the capital. All right, cool. Spaghetti meatballs, not a traditional dish, but I'm sure it was Dallas that I went into. It's not a glass city in the desert, pretty sure. Spaghetti meatballs, not a traditional dish. Yeah, probably not. That probably explains it. What else there? We got Elias in the house. I see Elias. He lives up to his name. Rich heart has a rich heart. Indeed. What else have we got going on there? We got Uncle Will as well. Good to see Uncle Will. YouTube 5 minutes late with the notification. I'm in San Antonio, Texas. 101 Fahrenheit degrees here today. Wow, I think that's fairly hot. Well, you guys are in your summer and we're in our winter, so we're just past the middle of winter here. Obviously, being the 17th of June, which means you guys have passed the middle of summer. So it should be pretty hot there. All right, let's get into it, folks. We're 9 minutes in, so let's get into some of the news. Now, we haven't had a lot from Richard over the last 24 hours, so this was a little, probably about 21 hours ago or something. We've got Richard Hart here, says, imagine deploying Ethereum, Geth, Aragon, Lighthouse, and Prism. Of course, those are the 4 clients for Pulsechain and Ethereum. And of course, Ethereum has others as well, but those are the 4 that we've taken over. Infura, Uniswap, and Etherscan. Then imagine ETH burning 25% of block rewards and increasing throughput by 70%. And of course, we got Pulsechain. Then, of course, Uniswap, buy and burn and yield farms. Of course, we've got that too. And what else there? Infura, just making it free. And, of course, we've got Pulsechain.com. So we've got all that in Pulsechain.com. Imagine the massive respect and honor earned. Oh, and do the world's largest free airdrop and lower the gas fees on ETH for everyone too. And I think we saw yesterday, was it 250x cheaper at some stages? Just depends on the relativity between the gas prices. But man, pretty dramatic. And then he goes, obviously, don't forget the bridge as well. So that was 12 hours ago. He had that in. Don't forget the bridge as well. So very cool. So that was pretty much it from Richard. Now we may get some. He hasn't given any updates that I can see since that time. We may get some later on. So we'll keep tabs on Richard's tweets. Moving into crypto, we're going to go straight into the markets, and then we're going to get into the Pulsechain project updates. We've got quite a few of those. We've got BTC at the moment at $26,363, up 3% on the 24-hour basis. Dominance is 47.45%. It seems fairly high to me. Yeah, let's have a quick look. I wasn't going to do this, but let's have a look at crypto season. Crypto season. Might as well bring this in. I think we've got the that one here. Let's bring this. I thought I was going to sneeze there for a second. Try not to sneeze on live stream. It's Bitcoin season. Yeah, so still Bitcoin season there on here, based on the quarterly. So it's a quarterly there. What is it? Bitcoin month and the year. Still Bitcoin or altcoin year. Altcoin year indexes is. So right now it's still Bitcoin year. So still Bitcoin year on all of these in favor of that. And of course that dominance is pretty high as well. So that is interesting. So anyway, we've got ETH at the moment at $718. So back over $700. That's nice to see. Remember yesterday, I think it was yesterday or the day before. Day before, I think we're down at $1,650. So it's nice to see it up 3%. We've had BNB at the moment is up 1.5% to $239. So that was down about 0.5% yesterday. That's up as well. Just looking to see if there's any outstanders performers. Nothing I can see. Interesting enough about Uniswap. Apparently, they're going to be doing some upgrades or adding some stuff to their protocol roadmap, but nothing about the Uniswap token yet at this stage. So that's of interest in the news there. Just seeing that over here a little while ago. So let's jump over to Pulsechain. And of course, Pulsechain, we've got the prices up a green. Pulsechain crypto market rally is on. So it's nice to see Pulsechain go back to sacrifice level. So that's really cool. We've got the price there at 000102. So we lost a zero again, thank goodness. Although it depends on what are you buying? Are you looking to buy or whatever? So I don't know how it plays. We seem to win either way. Like price goes up, and it's just like, yeah, great, your portfolio value's up. And of course, if the price goes down, then you can DCA and pick up a lot more volume, right? Because we know that typically in the early months of the launch, this is your best time to pick it up, right? You're going to get the old dip that follows that first week of booming growth, and then you can get your dips in, and you're trying to the market's in price discovery after that big rally, and you're trying to scoop up as much volume as you can. Of course, you've got to fight the fear and the FUD because you've got to take a bit of a leap of faith there. You got to have a trust into of the future of Pulsechain. But if you have that, then you can move forward and get lots of bags and pretty happy when the price starts to move up to the right. So we got 000. We already see that the crypto market's rallying, but obviously Pulsechain rallying here. 000102. We're up 21.42%. Some nice little gains there, and we're 2% above the sacrifice price at the moment. Now remember in the first week on day 7, I think it was day 6, 7. Yeah, day 7. We were up at 000028. So we're up pretty high there, and we're at 000102 at the moment for context. Looking at the burn, of course, we've got 134 billion burn. That includes about 131 billion from the Pulse team validators that exited. And so now we're fully decentralized in the sense that we don't have that centralized Pulsechain team around the world on the validators, which is pretty cool. And it looks like we're almost at 9/10 of a percent of the burn of the public supply. All right, so we've got PulseX at the moment. We've got up 22.84%. That is up higher than Pulse. So it's up a little bit higher than Pulse there, about 1.5 percentage points. And of course, we've got 4.0 still 4.11. So that's nice to see it back over 4 again. But this is still well below sacrifice price. That's why I think there's a lot more value in the upside for PulseX. And of course, versus the public supply. And we can see that that's only 41% of the sacrifice price. So still a lot of value in there. We're basing that on the law of convergence and a relativity to Pulse as well. That's up 22.84%. One Pulse will get you 2.48 PulseX at the moment. Now, remember yesterday we were up at about 2.54, something like that. So that's come down a little bit there. PulseX with the stronger percentage gain has closed the gap a little bit there on Pulse. Remember we had a range between about 4 and about 1 to 1.93 or something like that has been the range. So here we are sitting at 2.48 there at the moment. What else can we say about that? Whoa, we hit 160 billion a burn on the PulseX there. Hey, I don't know if Brazolgi or even Sandy Beach, someone in there has a Twitter influencer. You might as well get that out. We just did 160 billion. It's a good way of getting more followers. You can just hit some of these milestones. We had 160 billion PulseX burn there. And that's 0.76% of the total public supply of 21 trillion And I still haven't that number firmed up yet, but that is the number that they've given, 0.76. So 0.75% has been burned out of the public supply. That's really great. And what are we on? We're on day 30, about 35, is it? Day 35? Yeah, day 35 since the 13th of May. So that's pretty good. Pretty good there. So I'm really loving this burn from PulseX. And now we're getting more protocols are launching, right? So we've got more protocols are launching. Like I said, we've got the first 3 months is going to be a really cool ramp up as we see many of these protocols launch. And we could anywhere to get maybe up to 130 to 180 projects launching. We're certainly seeing more and more getting added. Some of those projects that were promised won't launch, right? So some of that stuff won't launch, but we should get a good amount of it launching. So it's going to be fun to see that. And we've got a couple today. So we're going to be talking about that. And we've got a couple more coming up. So yeah, it's going to be pretty neat. So we've got PulseX there doing very well indeed. We've got incentive token there as well, up 21%. $13.90 is the price. But I always look at the pulse ratio. And so we've got 136,000 pulse to one incentive token at the moment. That's holding up pretty decently, I think. So not bad there. We got 3 million. So we finally hit that 3 million supply of incentive tokens. So pretty cool. Remember, it started off at 0. Incentive token had no sacrifice. It's just been mined out since we had the farms up on PulseX version 1. So that is happening at the moment. So pretty cool. We've got Hex at the moment doing pretty well as well. Hex was actually the better performer yesterday, if you remember, by quite a bit actually, and seems to have converged as well. So these other ones have lifted their game, PulseX and stuff versus Hex. But Hex at the moment on Pulsechain, 1.39 cents. It's been higher than that over the day. I think it's been up to 1.4 something. We're going to check that out on the charts when we go to those. If we combine it with eHex or Hex on Ethereum, we've got the combined price at 2.29 cents, which is pretty nice. If you remember, only 3 days ago we were down about 1.7 cents. We're now at 2.29, so it's not a bad gain. What's that, about just over half a cent, maybe 6/10 of a penny? That's not too bad, in relative terms. So we're up by 20.38%, not bad there at all. So that is pretty much that. We're going to quickly check the validators. We've got 617 billion. Pulse is now staked with the validator. So it's a ginormous amount, right? That's huge. We now got 19,282 validators. And I suspect that that's just going to go up over time. So expecting that to go up and to the right. We got that. Is that right? Up and to the right. And that's looking pretty good. The yield at the moment, 23.7%. That's pretty attractive. And of course, if you can imagine if the Pulse price breaks out to the upside, like we get some serious run on the Pulse price, then you're going to see a lot more people wanting to purchase Pulse. Sort of self-fulfilling, right? Want to purchase Pulse and then become a validator. And you could see that happening as well. So this is one of the drivers we may see, regardless of what the natural path will be. All right. What else? That's pretty much it on there. We're looking at the gas prices. Gas prices there, 212 times cheaper than Ethereum. And of course, we saw Richard Hart there with that tweet talk about how, this is one of the cool fundamentals, 242 times cheaper than Bitcoin, which is pretty cool as well. So look at this. This is the first time we've seen it in many days. We've actually got the PRC 20 transfer cost as indicated here, less than a penny, 0.009. So that's kind of cool. I'm not sure if that's just due to them adding another zero on though. That might just be that because they had rounding before. But this is 0.3. So a third of a penny to send a Pulse coin. That's pretty neat. And only 4 cents to do a PulseX swap at the moment. We've got the Beats or Gwei down there at 1.3 million. So looking pretty low right as we speak at the moment, which is pretty funny. All right, so that's kind of maybe a little bit higher when you go to the actual used MetaMask. Just take that into account. But also looking pretty nice. All right, so there's some highlights there. Should we have a look at I don't know if the bridge has got anything. We'll go to the PulseX. We've got the transactions are up. We're over 4 million, so almost to 4,150,000, about 1.15%. Volume there, it's got down 10% there. I'm not sure if that's measurable, but I guess on a daily. And of course, we've got liquidity there up 18% with the price rally there. So over 300 million. So nice there on those. So I'm interpreting that. It's a bit like interpretive dance, but that's the way it goes. All right, so cool. We're going to jump into the charts now. So you can see we've got a pretty good looking chart there for the Pulse. This is Pulse versus DAI. Pretty nice there. Nice green candle. We like that a lot. So cool. We actually passed this measure here. I just saying to, I think, Brenton in the Discord yesterday, we should hit 1% overnight, and we did. So it was nice. That was cool. And PulseX there at the moment. That is also looking pretty good. 4,100. So 4 zeros in there. And the high did get up to 4,337. So we're at 4,100. It did get up to 4,337 with 4 zeros in front of it at the time. So not bad. Now you can see that yellow line is the sacrifice price. So law of convergence, right? It's going to go try to get back to that. So it's sort of a magnetic attraction, an electric attraction there, subatomic quarks and Higgs bosons, all that good stuff. I just made that stuff up, but we keep going. We'll move on. I can't make this stuff up. Anyway, so that's where we're up at the moment. That's law of convergence. We'll be watching that. We've certainly got a good start today, up 22% at the moment. What else we're going to say about this? We've got the incentive token at the moment. That is doing okay. It's still slipping a little bit here. Obviously, we just hit 3 million incentive tokens. So there is that more, bigger volume. We're at 136,000 on this ratio at the moment between Pulse and incentive. Now, the one thing I was going to say is that the yield farmings are still looking pretty attractive. Let's have a quick look at the yield farms while we're here. It's probably the wrong one. Oh, no, that's the right one. Let's pull that in. Let's go to incentive tokens, have a look at the farms. So yeah, PulseX, they're still ticking over 30% on PulseX to Pulse ratio. And the DAI there, 276%, 264% for USDC Pulse. Wrapped ETH Pulse is 200%. USD Tether there is 286%. So which is the best out of those? Well, USD Tether. So have a quick look at that. We take $1,000. Let's get the day rate there. So we're getting about almost 0.79%. So what's that? 0.8% back of your capital a day, based on that. So that is the best performer at the moment. But of course, you got to take into account permanent loss, and of course, if the price of Pulse is going up, then you're getting a lot less. You're getting more USDT and less Pulse in your portfolio there. All right, so Hex to Pulse there, 108%. We got incentive token PulseX, 183 and 163% respectively. Finally, to wrap it up there, wrap Bitcoin is 244% there versus Pulse in the poll there. And we've got some plenty of, $21 million, $31 million, $28 million, $47 million, $18 million, $25 million, $90 million, $80 million, and $84 million. So some nice little numbers there as well. So that is the incentive token. We'll see where that goes in the future, but at the moment, still got that downtrend relatively. We'll see whether people decide to accumulate that. The other thing, of course, with these is that you reasonably expect, if maybe Richard's got some wild card out there with maybe a use case for incentive, we will see if there's anything there for that. The other thing, of course, on here, on PulseX, we don't have any limit orders yet. We don't have any DAO on here yet. We don't have any one-sided staking pools on here yet. And on V2, of course, which is where you can actually provide liquidity and earn fees, there is no farm on here yet either. So stay tuned. Watch the space there for Richard Hart. All right. What else we're going to say? Let's jump into Hex. We've got Hex on Pulsechain. It's still moving up here, which is pretty cool on the daily. Let's go look at the hourly here on Hex. So it's going up pretty nicely here on the hourly, looking good. And we've got the price there at 1.4 cents almost. And of course, there's been a high of 1.433, which is pretty cool. So looking not too bad there on the day. That's on Pulsechain. How many days in? Of course, we're 31 days in, but was it 35 days since Pulsechain launched, which is not bad at all. All right. Someone's made a joke there. Archipelago says, I appreciate the Higgs boson reference. A teammate of mine used to work at the CERN Hadron Collider. He was doing analytic work on Higgs boson. How that's funny. That's very funny. That's pretty cool, Archipelago. I'm glad I picked it up. I just looked over to the left to see my other screen, and I saw that pop up there. That's hilarious. I love a bit of physics myself. Cool. All right. So yeah, up 20% on there. We've got looking good. Now I didn't bring up Hex on eHex, so we might bring that up too. I want to bring that up. So let's talk about eHex here. And we're on Hedron. Hedron's having a not bad day too. Look at Hedron here. Hedron here on the Ethereum trade. That's a nice little green candle too. Up 29% on the old Hedron. Now, who said who were picking up Hedron? Was it someone? Who was it that said they're picking up Hedron? Was it Abit? Maybe Abit? I can't remember now. Anyway, let's go to Hex and pull it up. Go to my watch list and pull up the Ethereum, and bam. Let's go to the top pair. We'll go to EHEX there. So I've got to get rid of a lot of the overlays though. I've got so much stuff on this chart. And of course, this was our old favorite chart. You guys missed this chart. Anyway, we're up to 9/10 of a penny. Are we going to hit 1 penny? Are we going to do it? Are we going to hit 1 penny? We're up at 9/10 of a penny there. That's pretty cool. We're up 18.3% on the ETH side. So not bad at all. Now, obviously, the further this is on the 3-day chart too. I just realized I'm on the 3-day. What was I doing on the 3-day? I don't know, but I'm on the day now. That is that's the daily chart there as well. Let's go to the weekly chart. Let's do the weekly on the ETH chain for Hex. Now, I saw some interesting stuff there. I can't remember who posted it, but someone in the community posted something about, we've got the gas price relativity between ETH and Pulsechain. But of course, if ETH managed to do some upgrades, then Hex is the order of the day. So actually, I think who was it? I think it was a trader analyst that's in our community, and was saying, the Hex relativity might stand out because of the yield. So some interesting thoughts there. But anyway, that's where we are at the moment, 0.9%. So this is our on the weekly. You can see we've actually got a bullish hammer here, a pretty bullish hammer here on the weekly for the old Hex there after those bleed out weeks there in terms of our price discovery. So interesting times there. Now remember, this only represents half the price now because we've obviously had the fork in the EHEX there, but pretty interesting on that. All right, we'll see what happens to the number of buyers too. 120 buyers, so we'll see whether that starts lifting up the number of buyers on the ETH chain as well. All right, so that's kind of that with the Richard Hart tokens. They're looking pretty good, and the Hex I think is looking pretty good too relative to Pulse and Pulsechain. We're gonna have a look at some of the leaders here in the last 24 hours. So here is the project team. So we'll jump from Richard Hart tokens now to project team tokens on Pulsechain that I'm aware of, right? So I'm trying to keep this list up to date with all the project teams that are launching. We've just had, I've got this out of order, so we might actually talk about this in a different order. But we've got the Fuchs. I hate this name, but this is what the names they like to use. I'm going to call it Fuchs because it's easier to say and it sounds less family. It sounds more family channel when I say Fuchs. FHUX. So this is from the Fiat famous team. They've got multiple dApps in the ecosystem, a bit like Power City. They bring a lot of the top TVL projects from Ethereum over to Pulsechain, which is really great to see. They've got the PHUX token has launched, and of course, we're going to talk about that because they have an airdrop as well. They have a claiming phase. I'm not sure what the qualifying criteria of this is. Let me know in the chat if you do know. But I just got told about this for the live stream, so I've just pulled this up. So 2 hours ago, they put in 30 minutes. This 2 hours ago. In 30 minutes, you might be able to be eligible to mint the PHUX token and can do so from either the Fatty.io or Pulsechain. The choice is yours. So there's the Fatty DApp. That's one of their protocols. It's like a wallet portfolio manager, something like that. There's the Fatty wallet there. You can, paste in your address and see how see what the value is. I think there's a few little issues with it, but there's seems in terms of some of the it's not picking up some values, but it's generally pretty good with the prices and everything. Pulsechain, I would report the issues, but I'm not on Telegram, so I haven't been able to do that. We also got Pulsechain scan here. You can do that too. If you're not eligible, you might be in the next round. So I'm not sure what the qualifying there is. Listen to the Twitter Spaces to learn more about the Fuchs project there. In the meantime, you can try to use the app adapt.fuchs.io. 50% of the supply will be earned by people using the app. So if you use their app, you're going to be able to earn 50% of the supply. So that's pretty cool. So this is considered one of our top 3 DeFi teams from my point of view. Now, obviously, they're rolling out these projects, and so this is going to bring news here. So very excited about that. They got $10,000 stablecoin. They're saving a lot on it. So the Fuchs is actually a DEX So we're going to talk about that. So if you want to claim your mints, you can go to the Fatty here and click claim, or if you're qualified. I still don't know what the eligibility is, but you are not eligible. This wallet connected. Yeah, this wallet is not eligible. This is my Play wallet, right, that we just use for live streams. Yeah, you are not eligible to mint folks from the connected address, obviously. But if you may be eligible, I'm not sure what the qualifying is. This is their sort of portfolio management. You can see it's got markets, my portfolios and stuff like that. Or they've got their Fuchs DEX, which seems to be up here running at the moment. You can see they've got pools. I haven't actually checked this all out, but the pools running at the moment. So you can see the pools there with the APRs in here. So it looks pretty good. They got that in there. They got the swap at the moment, and it seems to be live on mainnet too. So they got the swap there at the moment. They got the claim. I guess it's for claim liquidity incentives. If you're providing liquidity, you can do claims on there, and portfolio as well. I'm not sure what this is the fork of though, because typically this team tends to fork protocols that exist already. So let me know in the chat if you know what protocol it is. I know what the other ones are. I just don't know what this one is because I haven't been on this one. They got portfolio, and then they got the VE Fuxi, I should say. Gotta be careful with this stuff. Extra earnings and voting power, boost liquidity mining yield up 2.5, vote to direct liquidity emissions. Okay, interesting. All right, so they got all that at the moment for liquidity mining. All right, so that is on there, and they have launched there. I'm going to post the link to this in the chat there if you guys want to check it out, see if they're eligible and things like that. Let's see if anyone else has got Fuchs launch and claim. Kristen, mate. Bam. So that is that from them. Let's see if anybody else on the channel there knows. Katie says Fuchs is a fork of Balancer. That's right. Actually, now that you remind me, that is true. Yeah, we talked about it the other day, didn't they? All right, so it's a fork of Balancer. Balancer has some pretty unique features in it, or especially around the functions that they use for liquidity pools, particularly stable coins. What else? Christian says Fuchs for the win. Just say the letters Hex Token Sandwich is yeah. Hashtag family channel. Cabelaga says the intended Fuchs pronunciation might get flagged by YouTube. yeah. It seems so. They're a bit of a cheeky team, aren't they? With their titles, they seem to have a certain track of mind. We'll say. What else there? We got what else? We got a couple of things in there. Let's see. Yeah. I think that was it. All right, cool. That is pretty much that. So you can check out. They've got quite a few updates here in the last 24 hours, talking about how you save fees using their platform. You can save fees in the swap. What else? Yeah, that's just a lot of savings using their DEX and stuff like that. So that's kind of cool. Yeah, I can't see the qualifying criteria, but you can always find out, obviously by connecting. Make sure you do your financial due diligence, all that good stuff, but we will try and find out what the eligibility criteria is. So that is the Fuchs, as we say, protocol. So that's kind of cool. I'm going to close all that down now. Right, so that is kind of cool. Let's have a look at, they seem to be the top performer, up at 266% in the last 24 hours. That being said, it's been pretty volatile here in the old chart. This is on the 15 minutes. So we take it to the hourly. Let's take it to the hourly. That's the hourly chart there. Had a massive rally up in here, up over 0.5%. What's the all-time high? 65/100th of a penny. 65/100th of a penny. So 0065 has been top of the list there. Just got sold off. We see this a lot, right? This kind of chart a lot. So there we are. That is where it's at the moment. So what they got in there? The contract is B829. I have checked that, so I've verified that. So B829, that is the contract. It's got only a little bit in there at the moment, but that is liquidity. $683 on this at the one. But they got another pair. I thought I had both pairs in here. Did I pick up the wrong pair? You know what? I think I picked up the wrong. No, this is the right pair, but I picked up the small liquidity pool. I wanted to pick up the big one there. So let's pull that up while we're at it. Let me get rid of that comment that's sitting on the desktop there. What else? 700. So we've got that one there to B8 1900. So let's add that's in V2 now, V2. So we're going to add that to Pulsechain projects. I think that will do. So that's pretty small liquidity. It's just started, so we'll see where that heads in terms of liquidity as well. All right, yeah, there we are. Got that one there too. So 1,900. So it's very small retail at the moment, but we will see this protocol being a fork of, I guess, representing that balancer. We'll see where this goes to with liquidity over the next few days. All right. Doesn't seem the team has provided liquidity for that so far. We'll see what happens. Now, the other one I want to talk about is Beetroot. Now, Beetroot is out of top performers the last 24 hours, is up 29%. And of course, you guys know this had a stellar opening. This chart is looking very good. Look at this chart. Honestly, I think maybe it's the best chart out of all the project teams in terms of the shape and the momentum of this chart. Now, obviously, we're talking about the Beetroot privacy, what do they call it? Platform. I think it's something like that. So that's doing pretty well. Now Beetroot Privacy Hub. There we are. I got that right after eventually having the cheat. But that is pretty much it. What do we want to talk about this? They had an update here they want to talk about in the Twitter. Where was this? Yeah, can't see it here at the moment. Something that I want to talk about here, but I can't see it. I thought I had this queued up, but it doesn't seem I have. Beetroot here up 40% last 24 hours. Yeah, certainly doing very well with the price. And we've got lots of stuff in there. Archipelago gifted 5 Hex Token memberships. Grab those up while you can. They're for free. 5 memberships. Definitely grab those. Crypto Dan's got one. Christian's got one. Genuine's got one. Machiavelli's got one. Tony Chan's got one. So congratulations to all 5 of you on the Hex Token channel memberships. Represent. Now, if you want to become a member, of course, at the join button, we've got Pulse Skins, Hex Skins, and the Rich and Heart Club. Get in there, and a big shout out to Archipelago for that. Appreciate the support. Beat is not a meme. Beat is a utility, and it's not going anywhere. Privacy with fully autonomous, no KYC transactions, and you got to say you can't beat that. It's fantastic. Definitely a major use case there. A lot of people like to do privacy transactions, so very cool. And we know Richard's working on something too, based on some things he said on his roadmap coming in. Multi-chain bridge will attract billions of dollars to flow into Native Pulse, letting everyone participate in the ecosystem. So kind of cool. Audited code, contract renounced, buy and burn, and what's that? Earn rewards for holding beat. Yeah, so you earn rewards actually holding beat. So that's a kind of a part of the reflection. But normally reflections we don't like, generally speaking. But if they've got utilities behind them, then that makes them sustainable, right? Gives them some sense of sustainability. So nice little market fit there, I think, for beat. And the market seems to be performing pretty well. Got a decent amount of liquidity too, which is kind of cool. Called Beat at 1.5 million market. Now it's at 5 million market, still getting started. This is no meme. This got lots of utility and mentioned retweeted by Richard Hart. So yeah, pretty cool there as well. So not bad. So doing pretty well. But I think they had an update here. Fact, this 2 hours ago, all the coming projects that have integrated or are planning to integrate Pulsechain are way more expensive for fees than the original. Us, they're talking about us, their swap any of the 3,788 coins and tokens to and from PLS. So that's the Beetroot there. Very cool. So nice updates there. Yeah, very cool. So that's private Beetroot there. And you can see the liquidity is actually really good. $393,000 in there. So up and away, looking good there. That is the Beat versus Pulse pair. So kind of cool on that one. So looking pretty good. I know that Pulse Kittens has done pretty well overnight as well. Pulse Kittens is this is a yield NFT, isn't it? And it is up a lot. Look at that green candle there. So that's pretty amazing. Now the liquidity is pretty small. This is a small retail play. So we talked about a Beetroot being quite large, near 400,000 liquidity. This only got 6,700 in this particular pair, but this is up 78% being pumped there. Nice. All right, we're getting some position swapping. Daytona is up 32%, so that's doing pretty well also. And we haven't had that security vetted for this one, so just take into account that. So I'm just letting you know we haven't confirmed the security side of Tony. Now, there's a DEX offering yield bonuses too. It's got liquidity pools offering yield bonuses. Like I say, I haven't been able to confirm that yet with the security stuff. But anyway, they're doing pretty well with the price. Up almost at 10 cents, so not far away there. up 30%. So kind of cool there on Daytona Finance. So you can see some of these are pretty good protocols, kicking off a couple of DEXs and privacy transfers. So some pretty good quality there, already starting to merge. We're at just early days, right? Day 35, and we've got more and more bigger protocols launching all the time. So that is Beetroot there. Now, I talked about this yesterday, Algo launching their launch phase for 33 days, I think it was. And they seem to be getting a bit of support there. I did see Alex McFurter give them sort of talk about this is not a meme coin. So some pretty interesting stuff there. Now, this is another project I haven't confirmed the security of. Obviously, Algo's been around since about March 2022, and they're looking to pump Hex, right? The whole idea is to sort of pump Hex there. Yeah, let's see how we go. Now, we did talk about this yesterday. We understand Hex tokens have been targeted by scans and vampire attacks, because basically what you do in this contract, you have to put Hex or Pulse in there. And so once you do that, you got to know the contract's safe. Otherwise, you could get that or could get rugged, right? So that's why what they're talking about there. But Algo is different, they say. If you're skeptical, ignore the launch phase and check back in 32 days. But don't be upset when the guys are earning all the goat milk. Now they have goats and stuff like that in the leaderboard. You can see all the goats and stuff. So that's kind of where they're at the moment. But of course, haven't done a security check on this one either. Just take that into account. It's very important. Don't discount that. But yeah. Deeply complex DeFi project disguised as a simple meme coin. Algo launches live now. And of course, you can see how it's going to operate together, how all working parts are going to work there. What else we're going to say about this? Jump up the top. 10 hours ago, Algo says coincidence. Algo, and of course, Algo launched back here, and the Hex price has rallied all the way up here. So they're going coincidence. Are they doing that? And one of the reasons why they're saying that is because, did you know, all Pulse used to enter the Algo launch is automatically swapped for Hex. So far, over 13 million Hex. This is 8 hours ago. Over 13 million Hex has entered the contract. Much of that was Pulse. Algo is good for Hex. So they've been swapping all the Pulse they're receiving into the Hex there. So interesting on there. You can see their deposit there, 30 million Hex, and they're 31 days to go for that. So we will see. In any case, what else there? Hex Perfect says thanks Algo for being the catalyst for some green candles. So they see that. What else we got going on there? Crypto Cabana had a live stream earlier. Apparently they talked about Algo. I haven't seen that, so but they definitely had one of their topics on there. And then of course Algo's live there at the moment, 33 days. So we'll see how that goes. There we are. Hex positive deflationary meme coin created by Hexkins to pump Hex farming and auto buybacks. And I did see Alex McFurter giving a little bit of a shout out in that way. All right, so I'm paraphrasing, but he basically said, definitely not a meme coin, something like that. Right, let us jump away here. We've got obviously another thing that I want to talk about was Pulse, Pulse.com. Haven't been able to check the contracts on this as well. I understand that they haven't had audits yet either, but this is potentially, if they do deliver these products, potentially a huge ecosystem for Pulsechain. And they are also talking about potentially forking the rocket pool. We know Alex McFurter from Hedron Acosa is doing that. That's one of the big TVLs or total value locks on Ethereum, with delegating for being a validator on the ETH chain. So if we get rocket pool on Pulsechain, that's huge potentially, right? So that allows people to delegate and participate in that lovely yields that you can get from that. These guys are looking at doing that, but they're doing more than that. They're looking at staking pools, a DEX aggregator, stablecoin, all powered by Pool Token, and of course potentially that rocket pool fork as well to boost your Pulse yields, find better swap prices, and obtain superior stability. So these are also a sponsor. They're a sponsor for PLS Burn, and you can see at the bottom here they are the principal sponsor at the moment. But I have not checked their security side of it either. I just take that into account. So it's just the way it is. There's so much stuff coming out there. Don't get to check all the security things on these things. And sometimes it hasn't been a check on these, but that's just where they're at the moment. All right. So you can see their dynamics. They've got a visual of how their protocol is going to work. We might have the worst name, Pulse, but our value proposition stands strong as our product seamlessly fit with the markets. Whole pool and benefit from buy and burn along with staking rewards and Pulse, PulseX, Hex, and R Pulse. So that would be the ownership Pulse one from delegating, I take it. all of which are 100% generated by our products. So that's the idea there. Outrage marketing is only cool if it's not used against you. What else we got there? A couple other things there 30 minutes ago. I'm not sure what this is. They said, okay, sorry, Richard. Not sure what that's about. Okay, sorry, Richard. I'm not sure what that is about. But anyway, that is kind of the stuff there. They did use PulseX V3. So that might have been what they got in trouble for there. So they were talking about this. They got some PulseX giveaways at the moment. Like and retweet the thread below, and 2 people will win 4.8 million PulseX. Boost your chances to win. Drop a comment under the thread with PulseX there. And of course, that's linked to their earlier one there. So they've definitely got a giveaway at the moment. So this was the thread I wanted to read. They've deleted it. They've deleted it. Okay. So looks like they got in a bit of trouble there using the PulseX V3 from Richard. So it looks like they have deleted this thread from the looks of it. Let's have a look there. Let's see if they've deleted that too. That's still up. Maybe not. Let's go back up here. Yeah, they deleted the first tweet, which is interesting, but they got all the rest of the tweets still up there. So yeah, interesting there. So they've definitely got they're coming up to Dex here. So we'll see where that ends up. That's pretty funny. That just happened while we were on live stream. So yeah, maybe they got in trouble for using the PulseX V3 there. But anyway, they're talking about launching that with 6 weeks from now. So we'll see how they go there. We're going to come back to Pulse. We'll try and get more details about that. There's a bit of highlight though. That's their website at the moment. They have a sacrifice on at the moment, and of course you just got to know the team is legit. There, the website obviously is attractive, but just because the website's attractive doesn't mean that the project itself is great. But in any case, that looks like they're trying to offer a lot of top tier stuff to the team. This does seem to be the team here, so we'll see where they go to as well. So they got a DEX, stablecoin, DAO, staking pool, and Pulse official launch. So we'll see how that gets on. All right, what else we got going on there? Looking at some of these. Trust Swap is up 28%. Pool Pleb is up 22%. KG Internet Money Wallet Time Token on the Pulsechain is up 16% there. We've got the Fiat, which is also related to the Fuchs team, right? So they're the same team. They're up 5% on the Fiat. Now we're looking forward to that launching on Pulsechain. That's the fork of Aave. So it looks like we've got the Balancer one has just launched and the Aave one. So these are the top TVL projects on Ethereum. So it's good to see them get onto Pulsechain. And of course, they have to ramp up over time, right? Don't just instantly happen. Texan token down there. KD, you have to do more marketing around that Texan token. It just popped up there to 6%. But that is up there as well. Followed by Weight token. And we saw Coast launch their Fiat on-ramp, off-ramp. And of course, that we'll be watching that one over time as they ramp up their business, I guess. All right, so those are sort of the projects there on there. And I want to talk about the NFTs. We talked about Pulse Kittens, but Pulse Punks has had some record-breaking stuff on the NFTs. We've got Pulsechain NFT record. The rarest Pulse Punk, number 8348, just broke the Pulsechain's highest NFT sale record at 102 million Pulse. Remember, it was 101 million, and now it's 102. Congrats, Minter, on your 102x. And the reason why they say it costs $1 million Pulse, which is what, about $100 at the moment. A million Pulse to mint, and of course they're running out. They're definitely going to be all taken up. Once they're all taken up, it's going to be interesting to see what the prices of even the lower rarity will be. Congrats, Pulse Punks, on another 5.6 million PLS that goes into the royalty pool. This gets paid out once every year. So pretty interesting there. That is the one that got one there. I think that's pretty cool. So not bad there at all. They also had another tweet, not follow after that. Top 5 Pulse Punk sale. Alien Pulse Punk number 8, 5822, rarity number 8. So it's the eighth most rare Pulse Punk. Just sold for 70 million Pulse. The 5th largest NFT sale on Pulsechain. So they've had 2 of those almost back to back, 3 hours apart. Congrats to Minter on a 70x. Congrats Pulse Punk on another 3.8 or 3.9 million Pulse into your royalty pool, which is pretty cool. So let's have a quick look at that and see how many are still available. We're going to connect up the wallets. Let me test on there. Yeah, so Pulse Punk's really dominating here, in terms of the NFT space. And of course, we know punks do pretty well on Ethereum. They're one of the big NFTs on the past. Let me just change over the Pulsechain. All right, so cool. So there are now 2,376. That's gone down a lot from yesterday. So we're down to 2,376 of 10,000. This is probably going to be all gone within a week, I would imagine. This is probably going to be all gone, maybe even faster. But that's pretty crazy. 2,376 you can mint. Now it costs 1 million Pulse to mint, and that's pretty interesting. So kind of cool. This is kind of the leader in the NFT space at the moment. Let me know if there's any other NFTs that we're not really covering. Because this and Pulse Kittens are really the only ones that just off the top of my head that I'm thinking of. But let me know in the chat there if there's any. But this is definitely dominating here. We've got rank 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12. So those are all out there. 13, 14, 15, 16. 17 is not out yet. So 17 and 19 have not been minted yet. So 17 and 19. So they're pretty good mints. You can still try your luck there with the old mint code here and see if you're going to get 17 or whatever, 19. That's pretty cool. We've got the market at the moment. So we're going to have a quick look at that briefly. Let's wait till it comes back anyway. So that is kind of the big news there from PulsePunks. And I'll post that link to their Twitter if you want to go check all that stuff out as well. PulsePunks. PulsePunks. Let's get into that. That's PulsePunks. Cool. All right, so that is PulsePunks there. We're going to finally get into the market stuff here. So the market, you can go and buy and sell. The floor price at the moment is 450,000 Pulse. That's the minimum offer price there. The best offer at the moment is 30 million. So that's the ones that haven't been accepted yet. 14.2% of all the mints. The 7,624 have minted out of 10,000. 14% are actually listed. There's 903 owners, which is not too bad. A pretty good start, I think, with this. Sales count, 899 sales. That's pretty good too. Sales volume, 1.53 billion. The highest sale, obviously the one that just happened 6 hours ago, 102 million, which is pretty cool. Yeah, and the cheapest ones you can get, 450 at the moment. So these might actually not be that cheap in the future. We'll see whether this full price, once they're all minted out, because there's still obviously 2,000 or so to be minted, what they end up being. It's going to be interesting. Let's have a look at the royalty. 85 million in the community royalty pool. This gets paid out once a year, but the first one's going to be paid out in 114 days. That's kind of cool. It looks like I've got a bit of reward there already. So we'll see what that is by the time we finish. Not bad. All right. Apparently Richard has tweeted something, so let's go to see Richard Hart and check up on that. How we're doing for time? We're 53 minutes in, and so good. All right. So looking good there. Let me just go back here. Let's go at the top here. So this one here, Richard Hart says, don't like when people abuse trademarks. Don't do it. Don't steal other people's brands to promote your trash, he says. Now, we were talking about that, of course. I'm also super tired of seeing people that did well with things I've invented throw their coins away on things that will not do well. So that is from Richard there. Paul C has responded, I guess outrage market would work, but no problem, Richard. Understood. And of course, what else we got there? Yeah, outrage marketing gets you got noticed with that one. Not buying it though. He's talking to you, Paul C. You know the ones launching PulseX V3 and so forth. So a little bit of flashback there. I was wondering whether that would happen. That did happen. So kind of interesting. All right, that is pretty much it. So we're going to jump away from there. We're going to get the Hex Daily stats next. But I think we had something about the router. So we're going to do that first on Richard Hart. So kind of cool. PulseX.com news. So this 18 minutes ago. Auto router is almost done. Better order execution. You'll get much better deals on your trades now. And you can see the auto router there. Pretty cool. PulseX. Nice. Incentive token there. So from PulseX and incentive token. And it's got these 100% spread across those. So kind of cool. Minimum received after slippage. So nice work there. Best price route cost 18 cents in gas. This router optimizes your total output by considering split routes, multiple hops, and the gas cost of each step there. So good news. It's another enhancement there. Very cool. Fantastic. People are liking that. That's badass. So very cool on that, folks. That is ultra bullish. So good there on the efficiency on swapping. So good news. Good news there. All right. What else we can say about that? I'll post that link in the tweet there. Tweet that out. Tweet that out if you want to help spread the good word. Let me go here. We got RH tweets. Put that in there. Bam. All right. So that is the RH tweets. Bam, bam, bam. All right, so cool. We're gonna get into Hex daily stats. We got day 1292 hot off the press. Before we do that though, let's get back into the chat there. I want to catch up and see what comments we had around all these projects that we've been talking about. Mate, it's just going to get. We're going to have even more and more projects, so it's going to be a full-time job for sure. What else? Let's jump through some of these comments. Brian says 101 Fahrenheit equals 38 degrees Celsius. That's very hot indeed. That's very hot indeed. I don't even know whether we actually had 38 degrees Celsius here. Maybe 36 or something, but maybe we've had 38. Must have been a long time ago though. What else there? Let's jump through some of that. Jump through all those. You guys are talking about the weather there, so I'm just jumping through all those comments. We've got Ramon Carrillo in the house. What's up, family? Good to see you, Ramon. We've got Astrid as well. Woohoo! Hi, all. Good to see Astrid. Uncle Will, Sandy Beach. I like being able to drive without the mittens. Yeah, that's probably true. Jump through all those. We've got Hex Force 1 in the house. Hello, Hex family. Good to see you, Hex Force 1. Let me just jump through that. JPon was going Access Alive. Yeah, Access Alive was talking about the Hex and versus the fees on Pulse versus Ethereum upgrades. Yeah, so that was correct. Thank you very much. Pulse Beta in house. Good morning, super. Last night I staked 10 wallets of ICOSA, all for 90 days, and with 796 ICOSA. Bit of a DGM move, but soon I will have many more wallets doing it this way. Pulse is now so cheap, says Pulse Beta. Awesome. Let us know how you get on with that strategy, Pulse Beta. That's pretty cool. So cheap to use. I should have said impossible on ETH. Yeah, true. Impossible on ETH. We've got Kristen in the house. Always good to see you, Kristen. Akabala says the intended Fuchs pronunciation might actually get flagged on YouTube. Yeah, I think that's hilarious. We got a few people there supporting the old links. What else? Superman is the best, is Crypto Dan. Woo! Good to see you, Crypto Dan. Thank you very much for that. Brian says, got a run. Motor for my nephew's truck. Just got here. Nice one. That sounds like fun. Have a good time, Brian, with that, fixing that up. Christian says, I had a dream that every loyal person of the RH ecosystem that held on will have generational wealth. Nice one. Who else has jumped in here? Let me have a look here. Christian says, I got some beetroot action, and I can say it's pretty good. Nice. Definitely beetroot is performing very, very well indeed. Brendan says you can beat an egg, but you can't beat beetroot. That's hilarious. Let me just jump through some of that. Meow, meow. Crypto Dan says sacrificed into beetroot and sold early. Yeah, it's performed very well. It's probably, I don't know, £1 per pound seems like the best performance so far. Let me jump in here. Jumped all through those. We got a Sugarhead NFT. Ronan there, post the link to that in our Discord, and I'll check that out. Or maybe I'll try and find it, but I like to get, if you give them proper link, I can have a look at that too. Crypto Dan in house with the super sticker. Appreciate that. Thank you very much, Crypto Dan. Much appreciated. Lots of love out to you there. What else? Pedro Corella says, I'm going to test out my new feature here on the Twitter too. We're going to move that to fan funding. How does that work? Oh, yeah, that's cool. It's got Archipelago at the top there with 5 Hex Token memberships, and it has Crypto Dan underneath there with the old fan funding. If I change my view to fan funding, which is a new feature. Cool. Not sure whether it does that on the actual YouTube though. Let me know if that actually worked on the YouTube. Padre says, it's cold in Kiwiland? Yeah, it's been cool. I'd call it cool. It hasn't been like cold, but again, it depends where you are in New Zealand. If you're in the deep south of the New Zealand's made up of 3 principal islands. There's little islands around it, but 3 principal islands. 2 of them are big, and one of them is very small. But they're basically the small one's not big enough to be not too small, but it's definitely small. But if you're in the South Island, can be pretty cold. Now, if you think of Lord of the Rings movie and you see some of the big rolling mountains, that's in the South Island, so that can get very cold there, as opposed to the north. The north is a lot warmer, but it can still be quite cool. But it looks like we might have El Nino coming in. The probability is very high, over 70%. So that means that we're going to probably get a lot more highs coming in, which means warmer than normal. But it probably means that our summer will probably be pretty cold as well. Just like we just had. The last one was terrible. The summer we had I don't know, just felt like we only had a few weeks of sun. The rest of it was pretty dismal. But hey, it's cool at the moment. Although, like I said, last week we had lots of sunny days. We've had actually quite a few sunny days. But cool nights. Here in Pattaya, it's a very hot El Nino heat wave. Yeah. None of this climate change rubbish, crisis rubbish. I mean, this is just propaganda. It's just ridiculous. But we do have El Nino waves. Looks like definitely coming in there. Thanks for the info. Hey, you're welcome there, Padre. All right, so cool. That is pretty much it. Let's get into the Hex Daily stats. We're on 1 hour and 2 minutes, so we're doing pretty good time. And we finally had some good news there from Richard Hart around the rafter. That's really cool. Now, day 1292 on the Hex journey, the 16th of June. We've got the price at 00906. So that's a really nice move. Look at this. So we've had up 18% today. Very nice. Now, we're obviously off a low base, but this is also X's fork, right? So we've got X on Pulse as well. So you've got to take that into account. But we're up, but that's a pretty nice move up higher. Let's have a look here. We've got the payout per T-share at 6.533. So just another great day in T-share land. And of course, the share rate there, 3rd dot day in a row. Look at 3 of them in a row. And we've actually had 6 in the last 10. But there's been no increase in the share rate. I might just grab a drink here. I tend to talk the whole time and I forget about having a drink, but all right, so we got 27,761 is the T-share rate. Remember, earlier pays better. The T-share rate is expected to get over 31,000 by the end of the year. So we've got some big jumps expected to come up before the end of the year. We might cover those again maybe tomorrow. I have covered them in the past, but that's where we are there. The average mining length there, 7.11 years. The APY rate there, 39.09%. And of course, that there, I must say, that there is for the average staking length. So this has got old T-share rates in there. I think at the moment it's around about 24% if you did a 7-year stake. Just take that into account. So I don't want to mislead, so that you clarified on that and not be misled. But that is if you'd already got T-shares in the past, the average staking length, then that's the kind of the average there. A liquidity in the pool, 196.7 million. Is the amount of liquidity in there. So it's gone down dramatically from 215. Very nice. Heading in the right direction, right? The US dollars from 260 to 309. So nice. That's cool. That's up about 50K. And the ETH there up pretty good too. What's that? Almost up, 67 ETH. That's pretty cool. I'd like to see liquidity there. T-shares are down 4,566. So we're sitting at 9.9 million exact almost. So I said exact almost. That's kind of weird phrasing, but you get my point. We got locked percentage of coins, 9.31% of Hex is locked on an ETH chain. Penalties, look at this. Very low volatility today, 45,000. That's a nothing burger. Man, how often do we have 45,000? Hardly ever. And we've had such volatility. Look at us, price discovery mode. And we knew we were going to have price discovery mode. And we've had all these big penalties. We did have this quiet period for a little while. But really, over the last 35 days, right, we've had pretty incredible penalties. Look at that, all the way back here. So pretty crazy last 35 days. But coming to today, very low today. Now looking at the growth, up 64 in liquid holders, very nice. T-share miners down 1 at the moment, 120,468. Now I would like to see some continued growth. We did a couple of good days in their growth, so we're looking for this to start ticking over some decent miners as well. Total holders up 157 to 573,108. That is our numbers there. Now moving to Pulsechain, Hex on Pulsechain, because we've got two, of course. We've got the price in here at the date hasn't come out yet, is it? Oh, it hasn't come out. Oh wow, it hasn't even come out on Pulsechain. We're still got day 1291 there. Let me refresh this browser, make sure, see if it's come out. Let's see how we go here. What happened? Yeah, it's not out on Pulsechain, so we're not going to be able to read that out today. But in any case, you guys heard the Hex one there, and at the moment we're looking pretty good. So let's pull up. Let's pull that up there. Let's refresh Richard Hart, see if he's got anything else updates. The good thing about streaming at this time of day, we often do capture a lot of Richard Hart's updates as they come out. That is the latest one there. The auto router is almost done. Better auto execution. You'll get much better deals on your trades, which is pretty cool. Now, interesting that Richard picked up on the Pulse one because, maybe they're using the. I was a little bit shocked when I saw them use the PulseX V3 on there because that is, that's touching someone else's brand. So interesting stuff there. But, people trying to do reach attention, get attention, right? All right. What were we going to look at? Oh, yeah, we're going to Pulse Burn. That's where we're going to be. Pulse Burn there. So that is the prices at the moment, looking pretty nice. PulseX got a bit of work to do to get back to sacrifice price, but hey, it's up 25% today. I just feel like relatively that just makes the best. That's got seems like the most untapped value there. We'll see whether it actually can do that though. If we get some whales to some big buying that starts to close the gap in terms of sacrifice price for PulseX. What else? I think that's it. Yeah, the combined price of Hex at the moment. 2.32 cents is the combined price, so a lot better. 1.7 cents last time. I don't know if it got lower than that, but it's definitely 1.7 to 2.3 in the last 3 or 4 days. That's kind of cool. Still very good value to be captured there, in my view. Dollar cost average, all that. It'll be interesting to see where EHEX it reaches a cent maybe by tomorrow if this momentum keeps going. All I'm going to say about that. All right, we're 107 minutes into the live stream. Let us go. We've got Brownie in the house there. It's hot here in Scotland. Yeah, I guess it is. You're really north from there, so I guess so. Scotland's one of the places I would love to go to. It'd be great. I love New Zealand. I've been there twice, North and South Island. Beautiful. I worked in Central Australia during summer, 45 degrees. Yeah, every day, not much fun. Yeah, that'd be crazy. That'd be pretty crazy. Central Australia. Wow. Crypto Dan says, super army. Can we get the Foghorn? Yeah, I don't have any of those sound effects anymore, Crypto Dan, because I'm back to using StreamYard. But maybe I can try and import some, and we can go try and do that some stage. I do have some brand features here. Maybe I'll try and find some audio that has that in it. But yeah, we've only got music tracks in there at the moment in the studio background. It would be a cool feature if they could add it. They should add it. StreamYard, I think you should add it. All right. I think we're going to wrap up here an hour and 8 minutes. All right. Hope you guys have enjoyed today's live stream. Let's play out some music on the way out. And nice little upgrade there from Richard Hart around the router. That is cool. Big shout out to Richard Hart. I'm going to play out some tribute here in terms of Richard Hart's famous song, a rap song. We love it. All right. Take care, everybody. Don't forget to subscribe, like, share, hit the bell. Get into our Discord. The conversation keeps going 24/7. We've got the best layout for information around Richard Hart ecosystem. We've obviously got the best community in there, really supportive of each other. And get in there, folks. Really, really cool. If you want to join as a member of this channel, get some cool emojis in the chats and stuff like that, then hit the join button. We've got Pulsechain, Hexskins, and the Richard Hart Club. It is always a privilege every single day. We are streaming every single day through bear market. We stream through bull market. We're going to stream. And of course, we're going to love the journey with the Richard Hart ecosystem, the gold standard of crypto, as we always say, the gold standard. And you guys are all here early accumulating. So smiles on your face because it's going to be cool. We're only just getting warmed up.
Here in my $3,000 Valentino Rockstud purse, my $3,000 Prada jacket, $2,000 Prada shirt, $2,000 or $3,000 Prada pants, Prada glasses, Prada hat, Prada bracelet, and it's all Prada shirt, Prada hat, Prada glasses, Prada pants, and it's all nylon, so the haters' tears fall right off.
Lil Bubble, let me ride that rocket.